the Nigerian government to stop killing its people and
We anchor on the facts, breaking news and in-depth interviews on a wide range of topics.
Atlantic Television Network, home for in-depth reportage, facts, professionalism, all the news you need. Atlantic Television Network. Atlantic Television Network.
Atlantic Television Network, anchoring facts.
Many thanks for joining us. Police Service Commission has suspended head of Intelligence Response Team of Nigerian Police Force, Abba Kyari, from exercise of powers and functions of his office with immediate effect. PSC wrote that Kyari's suspension, which took effect from Saturday, July 31, 2021, would subsist pending the outcome of the investigation following his indictment by the Federal Bureau of Investigation of the United States. Nigeria Inspector General of Police Alkali Baba had recommended immediate suspension of the DCP Abba Kyari from the Police Intelligence Response Team, pending the outcome of the ongoing internal investigations over the allegation of misconduct levied against him. DIG Joseph Ebunikem is in charge of Force Criminal Investigation Department is to head a 4-month special investigation panel set up to review the allegations against DCP Abba Kyari as contained in the documents made available to Nigerian police by Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI. Now, the document released by the FBI indicted DCP Abba Kyari, which links with Ramon Olaruwa Abbas, popularly known as Hush Puppy, who is currently standing trial in the United States of America over allegation of money laundering and cybercrime. I have joining me in the studio to take a look at this is Neighborhood Director, Mr. Dr. Mike Chukwuma. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's come back home first and foremost. The police are getting so much involved, so to say, and well, with this now, and some of these allegations on first, even police is the security force. You know, there's been some accusations alleged that the police are also fueling the insecurity crisis in Nigeria because they do not want it to end because they benefit from it. Now comes this report again of Abba Kyari getting involved with a hush puppy, as popularly known, the Instagram superstar, the celebrity, who also is facing a charge of money laundering and cyber crime. Doc, what do you make of all of this?
Well, I see, it's very difficult to speak against your professional constituency, particularly when you've exited. It's impossible when you're in service. Difficult when you've exited. But somehow, when you look at the policing in Nigeria, there has not been any concerted effort to improve on what we started with in 1861, going by the historical lane of the Nigerian police. You see, when I was in service, I had cause to look at policing in Nigeria at a point I was not too comfortable. At 2001, I came up with this book. It's a novel. I came up with this book, The Naval Corps. My intention was to x-ray the ills within the internal administration of the Nigerian police. And I thought that I was selling a point to the Nigerian police to look at in-depthly, probably get this book into the police training schools from then on, so that it could, in one way or the other, affect our training models and then the trainees. But of course, Nigeria knew what it is. It was sidelined. In 2014, I came up with 2 books titled Police in Nigeria, Myth or Reality. Why did I come up with that? We had introduced community policing in this country in 2003, 2004. But for years going by, there was no proper arrangement to actually put the community policing into practical perspective. And I felt uncomfortable. Hence, I had to write this book. Same 2014, I wrote this same poem.
And what's this one?
Professionalism, Reform and the Nigerian Police Force. Why did I write this? We actually had been craving and erring that we were going professional. But as an insider and as an inside observer, I knew that we were actually speaking just at the gallery without necessarily making any effort at professionalizing Nigerian police. I made some, well, it's not a comprehensive, but at least I made contributions, thinking that one way or the other we would embrace practical professionalism. Nothing done. This is a testimony of my experience, chronicle of my testimony. If you were privileged to read this, you will see that a lot of things happen in the Nigerian police which ordinarily are not supposed to. We are working with the general society, the civil society, where a lot of talents abound, a lot of educated persons who have one experience or the other, even with security, are watching over activity. But somehow we look at the larger society as a committee or a community of people who know nothing about security, and we want to do it our own way. You see, I sometimes I quarrel with certain axiom, bloody civilian. You are calling people bloody civilians. You were a bloody civilian. At the point you find yourself in the armed uniform, either police, military, or whatever, you retire and come back to the same large society where you call them, you become the best, just as probably I am now. Without trying to draw inference from what they think about you. Because when you are criticized, your critic is not your enemy. He's telling you what you think you know, but you don't really know. Or you know a little bit, but don't know very much. You tap from what he has told you and improve on your own ideas. But this is not so much as practiced in the Nigerian police. We are not the military sent to go and fight wars. We are a civil security organization. So when we now do things that are contrary to the expectation of the public, there's every tendency they are going to react very vociferously. And that is why you see us making one mistake or the other and finding ourselves in one negative book or the other by the civil society. That is the major reason.
Okay, coming down now to well, I've seen I must commend you. I've seen a couple of books you've written. You know, even more, I'm sure. Well, let's come back to the issue at hand right now. Now, a high-ranking member, being indicted by Hush Puppy, the Ramon Abbas, who everybody knows as Hush Puppy, in this case, and he's been suspended, and via pending when the investigations will be completed. I don't know, what do you make of his involvement in this? That's one question I asked before. We talked about your books now. What do you make of his involvement? Because initially he has denied that he had no connection with Hush Puppy. And now the document has been presented by the FBI indicting him having something in connection with Hush Puppy. A high-ranking police officer.
Yeah, he's a human being. See, you don't, when a case is under investigation by an authorized body and or the courts, you don't draw a line and take a stand.
Yeah.
You must be open. The Inspector General of Police has taken an initial action, first and foremost, by suspending him. The Police Service Commission has affirmed it. For now, he has no right or access to any police records or office. All he has to do now is prepare himself, look at the indictment, smack him on his face, ask himself, did I actually commit it or I did not commit it? If I did commit it, why and how did I commit it? And let him get himself prepared. Because you see, it's not every matter that is swept under the carpet. And when a matter comes from that extreme, the FBI, it's an international issue.
It's out of the country.
Yes, of national concern. Because for one, you see, the Nigeria police has a name. I can tell you that I, as a retired officer, I have a book now awaiting publication titled Indices of Corruption in the Nigeria Police. As an insider while I was in service, I found that we were not saints. We were not all saints, including my humble self. I can't make myself a saint.
So it brings us to the fact that we know that we have some bad eggs in the police.
No, we don't have.
You do have.
We don't.
But some we don't have.
We do have.
Okay, fine. I just want to get us to get that clear.
We do have. You see, let me be very frank to you. I am not actually trying to get anywhere indicting this young man, Abba Kyari. I don't know him from Adam. I've never met him. I only see him pictorially and on the tubes. But as you see, the level of high-handedness by some police officers on the field gives me and any decent police officer cause for concern. Like I said, professionalism. We needed to go professional. Professionalism is not about announcements. Professionalism is about when an issue comes before you, you look at the two sides. Let me be very frank to you. I can tell you that I think authoritatively that while in service, I had cause of people bribing me to detain people, bribing me to charge people to courts, even when I have not had the case or the cases. Such things touch the mind.
Is it when you were DPO at Ozoba police station or
not just Ozoba? Not just Ozoba, many places.
Okay.
One, Ozoba, no, Amoba, Ozoba,
and,
Okrika.
Yeah.
Mention it.
Okay, sir.
So these things abound. They happen. If you don't have conscience, if you don't remember your family, your wife and your children, they are tomorrow, you double your hand into such a mess, thinking that you are making it, and taking dirty monies, sometimes blood monies, and sending it to go and feed and train your children.
Let me ask you this, sir. Do you think that Abba Kyari had such power to accompany Hush Puppy to beat security at the airport for him to launder such a huge amount of money on the cybercrime. Do you think that he has such powers?
Abba Kyari,
Or he should also have some backing on the ground that is yet to play out?
Abba Kyari, as a person, as an officer, had a placement in the police that gave him some leverages and respect among the security family, such that there are places that he will pass through, ways to be cleared for him. Yes, I've been watching his activities. To me, until recently, when this incident came up, he had been a very good police officer, an achiever. From what I hear, what I see.
So what officer? So how come he got himself so involved in something he knows that, or maybe he didn't know that it will get to this point today?
Every man has a weak point. To a very great extent, every man has a weak point. Sometimes it can even be your wife that's your weak point, or your girlfriend that's your weak point, or money that's your weak point, or your friend that's your weak point. Abba Kyari is not a saint. Couldn't have been a saint. Come from heaven. He's a Nigerian. Abba Kyari is not working for charity. He's working to make living. And he has associates in society, like any of us has. So sometimes, somehow, in trying to please your friend, your associate, your business partner, your relative, you may find yourself dabbling into some negative thing that you may not know, that when it blows open, you are going to be indicted. Probably, I am talking about probability. These are all the sentiments that drive into what he is facing today, because I am not sure that this indictment, as it were, or allegation, as it were, could have come from nowhere. It came from a source. I don't know the man. I want to use that word sensitive, because for us in Nigeria, what I found out that rather than see an office as a sensitive office, we have turned them to become lucrative offices. Africa has been holding sensitive offices for a very long time till now. And for him to be there, people must have had confidence in him, those placing him, either as commissioners of police, command police, commissioners of police, or the inspector generals of police. Those who are placing him there, he reports back to them. They know his activities. If there have been negative reports against him, they are the ones who have been receiving them. Whether they sweep under the carpet or not, is those ones that know. If there have been positive reports against him in his favor, they also know. Until recently, you and I wouldn't have known, because we are not controlling Abba Kyari. He's not under our control. Does not take authority or command from us, directly from us. So I tell him, I worked under some senior officers while in service. There's something about service in the police or the military or any organization. Your boss should know what you are doing, even what you anticipate doing. Your boss should know. So that certain things he advises in advance. Don't do this or do that. That is the essence of even vetting. We writers, we don't just write because we are good writers. We want to go and publish. We must give to an editor to edit it and bring back. We go through it again, send back. If at the end of the day we are satisfied, both of us are satisfied,
now,
we publish.
Coming back to your books, can I have? There's a particular book there. So do you mean that police needs a reform? Because I saw one of your titles there.
I don't just mean it. I say it.
No, you say it. Okay, fine.
We
Now,
need reform.
One again. You said the community policing. Do you believe that Nigeria is ripe for community policing?
Let me be frank to you. Nigeria is overripe for community policing. We have been deceiving ourselves. Let me put it straight. Nigeria is ripe for state policing. State policing. We have been deceiving ourselves and politicizing state policing. When you mention it now, they'll tell you, governors will hijack it. That is the only...
Which is a fear of most people.
That's the first excuse they'll give to you. Can I tell you this? Let's be objective. Who controls the Nigeria police today? The IG. It's the president that appoints him. He's loyal to him. Now the commissioners are posted by the Inspector General of Police to the states. And the governors are said to be chief security officers of their state. But no governor has any authority over a DPO, over a station officer, He has no authority of command. Talk of a commissioner of police. Because the commissioner of police must have to clear with the IG. Whereas the governor is said to be chief executive officer. What kind of chief executive officer is he? So it is left for him to remain chief executive officer if he wants to be by assisting the police to provide logistics in the state.
So if we create a community policing now, who takes charge of them?
Of course.
Is it the chiefs or the state governor that will take charge?
It is not the state governor, it is the state government. Yes.
The state government.
The state government, law.
Is the number one man in the state is the governor.
Yes, that's the governor.
Yeah.
The governor is the chief executive officer of the state and chief executive officer of the state. He appoints who he feels is qualified to be the commissioner of police. Of course, the man is directly reporting to him, but he owes his loyalty to the state.
Okay.
His service loyalty to the state. He's not be loyal, he won't be loyal to a particular political party, because once you are appointed to a sensitive office.
But we have seen that play out in the past, how commissioners of police will dance to the tune of a particular party and power, or to particular take directive, just like you said, take directive from the above. Yes. And then trying to humiliate a sitting state governor. We have seen that play out, and nothing happened at the end of the day. Yes,
you see, there should be some checks and balances. The creation of a state police does not bring competition; it brings collaboration. About collaboration. There should be some checks and balances. For instance, let us look at the issue of election. That is where the problem. When the election is now, you see most commissioners that are very, very much committed to their jobs will start shivering. Because
there will be changes.
Because there will be such shivering. And postings will start taking place. You see postings and positions of commissioners in and out. Why? Because they want to put such fear in them that they know where they belong. And they know who they are loyal to. The word loyalty is killing our security services. But you see, in an election situation, I want to tell you, when Neighborhood Watch was about coming up 2018, what they said was that, Neighborhood Watch was being created to go and rig election for a particular political party in the state. But I asked a question. Sometimes they even said that the state government has brought in uniform to give the Neighborhood Watch to go and... In election situation, the Nigeria police is the lead security organization. Other security organizations follow, including the DSS, or what is called SSS. And the DPO is the man at local government level who writes the reports and sends out. I asked a question: will the Neighborhood Watch drive away every other person, including the police, and take over to rig election? Nobody gave me an answer, because nobody will give me an answer. Okay. There will be some sense of collaboration, checks and balances. In a game where people have interest, joint interest, every partner should be given the opportunity to participate freely. Okay,
Doc, on the final note now, because we have to go now. On a final note now, on this allegation of Bakari. So what's your final note now? Because you've already told us to keep our fingers crossed. What are you expecting in this investigation?
Well, a man that is accused is expected to appear and defend himself. I was not there when the water was fetched and from which stream it was fetched. I am happy that first and foremost, the Inspector General of Police, the Police Service Commission have taken the right step in the right direction. Okay. We have a collaboration with the United States of America, the Nigerian government, I know, at that level. With the FBI and the Nigerian government, Nigerian security family, coming together, looking into this matter, they will eventually tell us what it's all about. But I don't expect Nigerians to be sentimental about it. Don't regionalize the issue. Don't emphasize the issue. Don't regionalize the issue. Let the investigation be carried out so that we can now know if the essence is to tarnish the young man's image, and by extension, tarnish the image of Nigeria Police Force, or in actual fact, he participated in the allegation, allegation as accused. Then we shall now know the truth. From then on, we now know which way to stand, and also know how we can position our policing structure as not to let such happen again in our society.
All right. Well, anyway, I think someone has sent a message that Innocent is saying that we should hold on before indicting Abba Kyari. Okay, someone said the next act of shame would be how the government handles it. Let us hope they don't shame us more. Which way, Nigeria? All right. So, Innocent is also asking that we should hold on. Okay, that it should hold on before indicting Abba Kyari. You know, waiting for the investigation to come to be sure. But the FBI also submitted another document linking him to Hush Puppy. Well, like the lawyers will say that an accused stands innocent until proven guilty. So, like you said, we'll all keep our fingers crossed and see what this will bring to us. Okay, we've been taking a look at issues bordering on from resident doctor strike, from ASU strike, NASU strike, everything, and now security and crime, the indictment, Hush Puppy, and Abba Kyari suspension. And my guest has been Dr. Michael Kuchuku Chukuma, Director, River State Neighborhood Watch, and the former Assistant Commissioner of Police. That's correct, sir? Thank you so much for coming on Atlantic Blood this morning.
My pleasure.
All right. He's also a writer, and I'm sure he keeps writing. And he's one man who has believed that the police needs a reform. So the one man who's also added his voice to say that, of a truth, Nigeria is ripe for community policing. This is Atlantic Blowouts. We'll be right back in just a moment. Please don't go away.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
We anchor on the facts, breaking news and in-depth interviews on a wide range of topics.
Atlantic Television Network, home for in-depth reportage, facts, professionalism, all the news you need. Atlantic Television Network. Atlantic Television Network.
Atlantic Television Network, anchoring facts.
But I remain committed to the United Kingdom leaving.
Since I became Prime Minister, I've said we must get on and get Brexit done on October the 31st so that this country can move on.
from the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains. Through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Many thanks for joining us. We enter into the final week of the Olympic Games. We hope to hear some good news from Team Nigeria soon. Maybe today, Siri, has it been for the Team Nigeria over the weekend? Are we hopeful for today?
Well, Team Nigeria has suffered a series of disappointing outcomes at the Olympic Games so far, and it wasn't much different over the weekend, starting from the tracks as Nigeria's fastest man in Tokyo Olympics. Divine Odudu was disqualified from Heat 5 of the men's 100-meter sprint games for a false start, meaning only the pair of Orishirise Ishekiri and Enoch Adekoke could make it to the semi-finals. On Sunday, 2 turned to 1 and 1-0 as Ishekiri couldn't make it to the finals after placing 7th in the semis and after being the only Nigerian to reach the 100 meters final. Enoch Adekoke pulled a hamstring midway into the race after managing a good start and consequently could not continue. In the women's 100 meters, sequel to Blessing Okabare's suspension by the Athletics Integrity Unit, Nigeria's sole representative Grace Wokocha finished 5th in the semi-final and thus couldn't make it to the final. And still on track, Nigeria's top-ranked female 100 meters hurdler and world number 4 Oluwatobiloba Amusun narrowly missed out on what would have been Nigeria's first podium finish at the Tokyo Olympic Games, as her time of 12.60 seconds was just 0.05 seconds shy of a third place finish in the women's 100 meters hurdles final earlier today. She finished 4th. And in basketball, Nigeria's women's basketball team, the D Tigers, fell to a disappointing 19-point defeat at the hands of Japan, with the match ending 102-83 in favor of the tournament's host. The result effectively means that Nigeria's basketball sojourn at the games is over, as both male and female teams failed to record a single win. However, all hope is not lost for Team Nigeria, as Nigeria's entrant in the women's 68 kg wrestling, Blessing Obodudu, is through to the semi-finals of the event after defeating Azerbaijan's Manolovas Elise 13-2 in the round of 16, and Kazakhstan's Zumarazarova Marin 3-2 in the quarterfinals earlier today. The semi-final comes up later today, and similarly, Grace Wokocha has entered into the semi-finals of the women's 200 meters dash at the games after finishing 3rd in a star-studded lineup with a personal best time of 22.47 seconds. The semi-final comes up later today. This country's sole representative in long jump, Esther Brume, leaped a distance of 7.76 meters to reach the final of the women's long jump. The final comes up by 2:50 a.m. on Tuesday, the 3rd of August 2021. And still at the Olympics, Lamont Marcel Jacobs became the first men's Olympic 100 meters champion of the post-Usain Bolt's era. The absence of 3-time Olympic champion Usain Bolt, who retired in 2017, meant the field was wide open for the coronation of a new fastest man on the planet Earth. And long shots, Jacobs grabbed it with both hands, beating United States of America's Fred Kelly and Rio 2016 bronze medalist Andre De Greze to the gold medal. The Italian got off to a strong start and then maintained his pace to finish with a new European record of 9.80 seconds, bettering his own mark from the semi-final. And as records continue to fall, Yulima Rogers broke the world record in the women's triple jump and won the gold medal at the Tokyo Olympic Games. Rogers produced a stunning 15.67 meter leap on her final attempt in the triple jump final as she smashed the record of 15.50 meters that had been held by Inessa Kravets since 1995. The Venezuelan, who also won gold at Rio 2016, had already confirmed as the winner of the gold medal by the time of her third jump before going on to secure a world record leap. And away from the Olympic Games, Formula One, Alpine's Esteban Ocon took a maiden Formula One victory in an extraordinary and madcap Hungarian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton regained the World Championship lead for the first time since May after fighting back to finish third, having been last 5 laps into this race. His title rival Max Verstappen was a victim of an incident through wet starts, but managed to salvage a point for 10th place in a badly damaged Red Bull. A race featuring an opening first few laps among the most remarkable in Formula One history left Lewis Hamilton with a 6-point lead over Verstappen as the sport goes into its 3-week summer break. Lewis Hamilton finished a close third behind Ocon and Sebastian Vettel's Aston Martin, but the German was later disqualified for a fuel irregularity. He was left in second in the final result pending an appeal by his team against the verdict. Let's go to football now. And have won the 2020-2021 Nigerian Professional Football League title after they defeated Mountain of Fire Football Club by 5-2 in their penultimate fixture of the season on Sunday. Charles Ashimene stood out as the host at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium as his hat-trick of goals helped crush Lukaye boys, who are winless in their last 8 matches on the road. On March the 37th, action continues. We have with 5 fixtures including Rivers United against Lobby Stars taking place by 4 p.m. Today.
All right. Finally, Aqua United now have a league title to boast of, and it looks like they fully deserve it. I saw it yesterday, all the celebration and jubilations yesterday.
Certainly, Aqua United have undoubtedly been the best team in the Nigerian Professional Football League this season, enjoying a record-breaking 18-game unbeaten run and losing just 4 games so far, leading to their maiden title. So I think it's a deserving victory for Aqua United.
Wow. All right, thank you so much for investing your time with us today. That's our show for today. And we want you to follow us on all our social media handles. Facebook and YouTube is at Atlantic Television Network, and Instagram is at Atlantic TV Network. My name is Chituga Diamond. Many thanks for watching, and have yourself a wonderful day. Stay safe and join us again tomorrow, same time. Bye for now.